stunning presentations with AI, no design skills required. I used to hate presentations during my school days and college days. But when I joined my first job, I realized that presenting something to your team is going to be my day in and day out job. Creating presentations is difficult not only because you have to get the content right, they have to look beautiful inherently because it has to engage the person you're presenting to. So when I saw Chronicle on Product Hunt, it kind of made me happy. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at Chronicle's product and see if it lives up to the expectations. I'm here on their landing page, which is a very nicely designed page, and here they have an option to log in. So I'm going to click on that. As soon as you log in, you do have a small onboarding flow, but right after that, you are presented with this screen. So when you want to create a new Chronicle, I think they call it Chronicle, which is like a project or a presentation. I'm not sure why they chose to call it Chronicle because it's going to be difficult to pronounce if you keep using the word Chronicle. Alright, so they ask you, how would you like to get started? There are three choices: paste text, generate from prompt, and import from URL. I'm particularly interested in generate from prompt feature because I want to see how it really works. And they also have an option to start from scratch if you like. So if I click on generate from prompt, give a short description to create a chronicle. They also have some presets like try these out, Series A pitch deck, user research findings, digital marketing trends report, quarterly planning proposal. At the bottom, they have options for how you would like the presentation, I guess. There's an auto mode, but then there are also different templates that you could try. And then you have number of chapters, subtle rewrite, and then the language of choice, which is very nice touch to have different languages here. Now I'm a bit lazy today. I don't want to type a prompt from scratch. So I want to see what are their examples like. And let's see Series A pitch deck. All right. So now they have pre-filled this section. Create a compelling pitch deck for XYZ company targeting investors to achieve Series A funding. The deck should reflect the following details. And so you would have to fill in some of the details. So let me go ahead and fill in some of these details and we'll see how it generates a presentation. So now I have filled in rest of the things here. I am talking about a Deliver My Food, and it is an online food delivery app. I have added three key metrics. I'm talking about the number of orders we process and number of locations we serve and the revenue that we had last quarter. And we are also describing our funding goals. So I have described three goals basically to expand and increase our logistics teams. Now this is my prompt and I'm expecting a nice pitch deck. So let's click on continue. All right, so I can see they have a storyline here, delivering excellence, how Deliver My Food is revolutionizing the food delivery industry. Interesting. We have talked about hunger pains, fresh solution, market appetite, secret sauce, impressive growth, expansion plan. Right on this section, I can either edit it. Can I edit this thing? So this is my key statement. Okay. And I can duplicate this if I want. I can edit it if I like. So for example, instead of calling this the problem, I might just say problem. I just want to see what can I edit here. Pretty much I can edit the entire text here. So that's what it looks like. For each of the section, they have given the slide layout. So if I click on this, I can see this is a key statement. And here it is more of a media plus description. Okay. And there is market appetite, secret sauce, something like that. Now I'm not going to read through entire thing. I could add a chapter if I want to, but at this point they have an option here to either retry or accept. Let's go ahead and accept this. So that's fine. I can choose a theme if I like, so I can keep it dark or light. I want to go ahead and let's do this light. People who like dark theme may hate this, but I prefer to do it in the light mode. So let's select the light theme here. And they have two choices here, which is create skeleton and generate presentation. I'm not sure what's the difference here, but I want to get to the output as quickly as possible. So let's just go ahead and click on generate presentation. So I'll click this. All right, presentation created. So now this is my title slide. I have title only, or there's a title with glow. That's interesting. So for each slide, I think I can edit something. That's interesting. Let's just go with title with glow. And this is my first slide. So if I scroll down, this is my next slide. You can see they have talked about hunger pains. And on this slide, suppose I want to change something, I can change the theme, but let's not do that. If I want, I can add a background here. So let's say this slide looks a bit bland, then I can simply add a background. All right, so this is a background added. Looks nice. Let's move on to the next one. On this slide, you can now add image. Now here's something interesting that I noticed. If you click on this section here, there is an option to expand this and it becomes more interactive. So for every point here, you could add more details to that section. An example of where you would like to expand is on this screen. Here you can see I have mentioned 500 locations. So when you click on it, you could actually talk about all the important locations and location based revenue if you would like to add that as an information. So that's a nice touch here that that they have captured the most important aspects on the main screen, and then you can click on it and sort of drill down to each of these topics if required. One of the beautiful things that I noticed here is that I had not actually provided these numbers. So when they're talking about a Series A pitch deck, probably the tool knows that I need to add some numbers here because in my prompt I had not specified these numbers. The food delivery market is projected to reach $320 billion by 2029, growing at 10%. Now, I'm not sure if the numbers are correct, whatever they are saying here as 10% growth. I'm assuming some of it is correct because they are using AI models in the backend to actually generate this content. So if you can get something like this out of the box, I think that's awesome. Although in my opinion, the pitch deck shouldn't be completely left to AI. You should do your own research and create them. But this is a nice tool to get started or get ideas in the first place. Of course, I'm not a founder raising Series A funding for my food delivery app. So if you're a founder or an investor watching this video, I'll be adding this presentation in this video. So go ahead and check it out and let me know if the content was accurate. So this is all nice. Let's see what happens if I click on present. So I get this mouse here and I can start my presentation. And as I'm scrolling down, I can go ahead and talk about all the slides. If I click on certain thing, it will expand to that and I can talk about more points within that section. Close this here and I can go ahead and do the presentation, which is pretty straightforward. I don't think that's very complicated. If I want, I can also export this to PDF and it gives me a PDF file. That's also interesting. And I just noticed that for each presentation that you have here, you can actually copy the link and share it. So if I share this link with someone, they probably can see only the presentation. I think Chronicle is an interesting tool. It is hitting the right nerve where some of the presentations are inherently difficult to start off. So you can start with an inspiration here and then go ahead and change your data. Pitch deck is a perfect example of that because founders find it very hard to actually get started and the stakes are quite high. If your pitch doesn't land properly, you're not going to get the funding. So there is some stress that gets alleviated if you see a presentation like this where you only have to edit some of the data. In the end, content always triumphs over the presentation style. Just because your presentation is beautiful does not mean you're going to land that funding. However, it can alleviate some of the stress that you have during this process. Chronicle is not the only product in this space. I believe there are multiple products trying to do the same thing. But what I like about this product is it gives me the first time user experience in the right manner where I did not stumble upon anything that is erroneous and I got to see the output in a very polished look. So let me know what are your thoughts about tools like this. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.